Today is Saturday.
March 11th.
That's right. It's the date of March the 11th.
2017. So far, one of the best years in recent memory.
It's really shaping up. Stuff's just really going, stuff's really going the right way. So we just figured,
Unless
we're
you're
going to do it, we might as well do it now.
Unless you're an SJW.
Unless you're an SJW.
A terrible year.
Then it started in 2016, and it's just really on a downhill slide for you.
Let's see. That downhill slide dates, I'd say pretty much since the election.
I have to say the downhill slide started about the time that WikiLeaks came out.
All right.
And since then, it has just been, you've just been running dangerously fast down a treacherously slippery slope.
You're also covered in butter. While falling down this slippery hill.
This very steep, very slippery hill. This is the first recording of Big Man Podcast, BMP. And as, big men, which we all have, which we are all big men, and not just in size.
But in heart.
Because that's
skill.
That's what we're really here for, is just big heart.
What's in your heart? Because us two do have big hearts. We are not the biggest men in size.
I mean, we are big men.
We are compared to the national average.
I do love to talk about my gains.
I mean.
But also by men, we're not just strictly referring to, to men.
No, men is referring
to mankind.
Humanity.
We want big humanity. We want big hearts. We want big brains. We want big everything. It's like if you can figure out how to make one leg big, I'll be impressed.
So
and I need you to show me how to do it.
So are you just doing leg curls with one leg all day, every day?
I have no idea, but I want to know. If you know, at me. At me.
What's that Twitter handle?
Hunter Ivy.
Hunter Ivy, that's it?
Hunter Ivy, that's it.
That's
IVIE. I like to be easy to find. Not that the CIA needs any help. We're taking shots now.
Shots fired.
Bang, bang. So,
as Hunter said, this is the first podcast. This is a not necessarily new thing for us because we have been in front of cameras. We have done some kind of film work.
Amateurs.
Amateur.
We're amateurs.
Amateurs. In the entertainment field. But, we seem to think we're hilarious.
I mean, I figured everyone else has a media upon which they can broadcast their opinions. And most opinions I honestly don't care for. So I figured that
why not
give the world one more opinion that most of the people
don't want. So the motto of this podcast: here's our opinion. We know you don't want it, but you're going to hear it anyways.
but you get to hear about it anyways. So first thing on the docket for a Big Man Podcast.
All right, don't let the sound fool you, people. It's just a bunch of loose leaf paper.
Stop. He doesn't know what he's talking about. I have pages and pages of notes. Okay? So
it's like four things, people. Four things.
Just the first thing on the docket is introductions. Okay, we've got that out of the way. Just put a little check mark by that.
All right. We're moving right along.
Yep, moving right along. I like the pace that we're moving so far. Next, we've got one of my personal favorite memes. Okay?
All right, everyone. All right. It's not just your personal favorite.
I love memes.
It's everyone's favorite.
And I hope to talk about memes on here on a weekly basis. Because I, for one, am about ear deep in memes. I love all forms of memes. And this week's meme we're talking about is something that I am naming Trump Man. Which was maybe a meme that you have seen about a guy in a gas mask with a shield with the American flag on it that runs around in the Washington area and hits people in the head with his wooden stick.
So he hits random people in the head with a wooden stick?
I mean, they're like protesting or what. I guess it was like they're having a pro-Trump protest. Yeah. And they had anti-protesters.
All right.
And instead of being anti-protesters, I guess they decided to get handsy
Oh.
And he said,
So-
He said, "You're not grabbing my buns, boy," and popped him in the head with his stick.
So you're telling me it went from a protest to on the verge of a riot?
I mean, I'm not going to say it was that
Not
big.
going to say it was a riot?
But,
Okay.
there definitely was a lack of, from the videos that I saw, definitely was a lack of police force.
All right.
And there was definitely a lot of hitting people in the head with wooden sticks while you're wearing your gas mask.
That guy's probably in jail now. That's the
like,
police job to whack people over the head with sticks.
Yes, that is the police's job, to beat people with sticks. And I feel perfectly comfortable paying someone to beat people with sticks. But, this guy's a meme, and I can just hear this guy now. This guy is probably overdosed on his own meme. He has overdosed on memes. I can see this guy right now going around telling his friends he sees them all over the place. Like, guys, I'm this meme. This meme is me. And all his friends are just looking at him like, picture it didn't happen, bro. And of course he has no pics. You can't see his face. It's hidden by a gas mask. He's got the shield. He knows. It's like some cruel superhero fantasy where he wants to reveal himself, but he can't because he's got a gas mask on. He's like, I am Trump man. That is me. That is who I am. Like, sorry, bro. Picture it didn't happen. Of course, he's got all these videos of him whacking people in the head with sticks. And,
but that could be anyone.
Running around. Yeah, but that could be anyone. There's no proof that that's him. We don't see him without a mask. He is literally the ultimate Bane meme. Nobody cared who I was until I put on the mask.
Was that Bane?
It might have been Bane.
I thought Batman said that.
That was Bane. Bane said that.
No one cared
who I was until I put on the mask. That was Bane.
I will fact check you on that.
Yeah.
Wrong.
Good luck. I don't know if y'all know this, but we have Donald Trump here with us while we are recording. So if you see us, if you hear him interjecting, just know he's a vital part of the podcast.
I mean,
he is trying to make podcasting great again.
I mean, let's see what Mappa or Mag. I don't know. That's a hard one right there. That's
Magapa.
No one cared who I was until I put on the mask. Where did that come from? Thank God.
That came from Batman, the Bane.
You're right. You're right. Apparently they were on the plane. The Dark Knight Rises. You're right. I apologize.
Yeah, you should be. Lesson 1 of Big Man Podcast. Don't fact check me because I'm always right and you'll always be wrong. So
I'll fact check that later.
There are two sides to every argument. There's the wrong side and there's Hunter's side.
What about the dank meme side, Hunter?
I am the dank meme side.
I don't know about that.
I am the dank meme side. Thank you very much. I side with all dank memes.
With all of them.
Like the CIA sides with all dank spyware.
All danks. The dankest spyware that none of us knew about.
That none of us can get our hands on.
You know who's been telling us about the dank spyware for years?
Who?
Alex Jones.
Alex Jones.
He's been saying it since the 90s.
Alex Jones.
Hey, that's a meme in of itself. Alex Jones is a meme.
Alex Jones is a very good source of memes in this world, and I love it.
Like you can say the actual information he provides. You can decide on that how you want, but you cannot argue with the dankest of memes, that comes from him.
I don't know who he has doing his meme remixes, but I need to get in contact with this person because it is impressive. He is a big man meme maker.
Big man conspiracy theorist.
Big man meme maker.
Big man meme maker. Say that 5 times fast.
Big man meme maker. Big man meme maker. Big man meme maker.
Okay, but just so everyone knows, this is not a politically charged podcast. While it will be discussed from time to time, as will our ADD kick in from time to time. I'm sorry, the whole time. We want to cover many topics with this podcast. Entertainment, which I guess that covers a broad
anything
spectrum.
that fascinates us that we can get our hands on, we will do our We will do our best.
Or anything we hate.
Or anything we hate, which you will hear about.
A lot.
If you listen, I guess. Right now we have no listeners. So
None. Absolutely
we're
none.
just
This is for our own entertainment.
we're talking to ourselves.
We might
as well be recording our
just
will and
imagine
testament.
just imagine Big Man Podcast is in that puberty stage, and it's a 13-year-old boy discovering himself in his room all by himself.
Please stop. Please stop. You're making me and all of our all of our listeners uncomfortable.
I meme.
What's
Boo,
it?
boo. Terrible pun. Terrible pun.
Thank you, Donald. Thank you for pointing that out, President Trump.
I wonder if they really believe it's Donald Trump. Or if it's just a terrible impersonation by yours truly.
Probably.
All
right.
We're going to look at today's headlines. Or not necessarily today's headlines, but headlines of recent memory. And one thing that's been coming up, folks at home or in your cars, sports in general is a big topic.
Well, for those
more
of you,
importantly, what is it, Hunter?
it's free agency.
Free agency.
For the NFL specifically.
There we go. That's what they needed to hear.
And for those of you who don't like sports, you probably for our viewers, most of you are imaginary that I'm picturing in my mind right now.
I would like to think it's a large sea of just I don't know.
Listen, for those of you who
Albanian
don't
men.
like sports, I would advise just turning us down for a little bit so you can barely hear us and talking amongst yourself or thinking to yourself in the car until we get done. Because, this is going to happen, and Boone's brother Jake is a very big Titans fan.
So we're going to ridicule the Titans.
And we're going to ridicule them. Because they're
Hunter
terrible.
will ridicule the Titans. I will do my best to defend them, but if I happen to jump on that ridicule train, Jake, if you hear this, I apologize.
I don't. And I'm going to ridicule the Titans because they're ridicule worthy. They're not good. Their front office is bad. Their head coach is bad. Their players are bad. And here's the thing. It's not so much that all of those people were bad when they came there, but it's because they all because they all ended up in Nashville.
Is it because they play for the Titans?
It's because they play for the Titans. You go to the Titans and you end up bad. That's just it. You can ask.
They went to a Super Bowl.
Did they win?
No, but they went to a Super Bowl.
The key word is they lost. They lost.
They did lose.
And they haven't been back.
They have not been back. They haven't been close.
So, like I said, Boone's brother was adamantly defending the fact that he thought they were going to get Alshon Jeffrey and Terrell Pryor. Possibly Martellus Bennett, and have a Delaney Walker, Martellus Bennett deal going on.
Jake was so excited
But here's the
about
thing.
that.
Martellus Bennett went to Green Bay. Alshon Jeffrey went to Philadelphia. And Terrell Pryor went to Washington. And I think they saw the writing on the wall, just as I've seen it for these numerous years.
Before we go on to the ridiculing of the Titans, what good moves by those front offices? There's a great tight end add-on for Aaron Rodgers.
For Green Bay.
Yeah, there's a great wide receiver add-on for
Kirk Cousins. Captain Kirk.
Even though he doesn't want to be there.
Kirk Cousins.
Beside the point.
That's why they fired the GM.
And what a good add-on for Philadelphia with Alshon Jeffries and that young man who I believe
Carson Wentz.
Yeah, that guy that's like 2 years older than us or something. Yeah, he's just a millionaire.
2 years younger than us.
Is he younger than us?
He might be.
He might be. Either way, makes me cry myself to sleep every night.
It does make me a little upset that I see these kids. They're like 19 years old out there.
$1 million contract.
Making millions of dollars. And I'm like, you're telling me these guys are making millions of dollars and I can't get someone to want to pay me more than $10 an hour? What kind of crap is this?
What kind? Oh my gosh. We're at that age where we start realizing that people are doing stuff with their lives. Like when we were 13, 14, this 13-year-old is on, I don't know, Ellen. I don't care. He's 13.
He's 13.
He's my age. I don't care.
He's probably a gay boy.
Come on now.
He's probably a gay boy.
Come on now, Hunter.
It's all right. They said it on Community.
They said it on Community?
They said it on Community.
So, all right, if it's said on Community, we can say it.
I have no idea.
You don't know?
But that was just what I was using to justify it.
Okay.
Just remember, there are only two sides. There's the wrong side and there's my side. So keep that in mind.
People listening to this are like, oh, God, I'm turning this off.
This is terrible.
This
is terrible.
Out of the millions of imaginary listeners we have, the millions.
Half of them just turned us off.
Because they're like, oh, I can't believe they're so insensitive.
This is off.
These people have a terrible British accent, by the way, as you just heard.
Terrible British accent. I don't know why we give our imaginary listeners fake accents, but, I don't know why we bother imagining fake listeners.
But you know what? It makes me feel better about myself. So, and that's all that matters.
Like I said,
did you hear that? Did you hear that? That half that just left, they came back. Because they're glad I feel good about myself.
Just like that. Bam. So
because it's all about feelings.
We are back up to 1 million listeners, ladies and gentlemen.
Fake listeners.
1 million listeners. That's our own currency. It's called BMC. Big Man Cash.
Big Man Cash.
Big Man Cash. And it's measured in imaginary listeners, and we control the sole stake of this. We produce them. We mint them. We coin them. If you want Big Man Cash, you have to pay us actual cash.
Gold, really.
Gold.
It's like going over the Golden Gate Bridge.
That's right.
You might as well just pay me in gold.
All right. That's it. So, if you want BMC, contact us, and we'll work out a deal, and we'll give you all the BMC you want.
That being said, what Hunter doesn't understand is when he's not looking, I'm going to give him a bunch of Big Man Cash in exchange for actual gold so he can go buy more. Then I'm going to flood the market and print so much. I'm going to do just like Germany did back in before World War II and just flood the market with francs. It's just going to be...
Except it's going to be Big Man Cash.
Big Man Cash. Big Man Franks, everyone.
Big Man Franks.
Oh, that sounds like a hot dog. Oh, good.
Big Man
Business
Franks.
idea.
Business idea.
So, we have a winner.
A Big Man Franks. Coming at you.
So make sure you get your Big Man Franks at your local stores.
They're big. They're hot.
And they're imaginary.
They're meaty.
Just like...
And they're delicious.
Just like our listeners. What you eating there, Hunter?
Oh, Big Man Franks is delicious. Oh, God.
Oh, everyone. No one's listening.
So...
Absolutely no one's listening to us.
Now that we went over those moves in the sports world, and I have to reiterate the fact that the Titans are terrible. They're not good. They'll probably never be good.
Never?
Probably never.
I mean, Hunter, they've done a very good rebuild. I mean, if you look at it, they have arguably the second best.
Stop. They're not going to be good.
Yeah?
Yeah. That's it.
It's really
that's it.
It's a really SJW move of you right there.
May I direct you to the chart.
What's the chart?
The chart is it a good decision? Okay? And then you go yes, and it says, is it what Hunter says?
No.
No. Then it goes to start over.
You know what? I'm done with the chart. The chart is crap.
The chart will lead you. I mean, listen, the Titans threw the chart out a long time ago. They were close. They made it to the Super Bowl using the chart.
You're right.
And then they stopped using the chart in the Super Bowl, and, where are they now?
Well, how do you know they haven't gone out to the garbage can, found that thrown out chart, uncrinkled it?
Because it's an old chart.
What?
It's an old chart. They need a new chart.
All right.
They need to get a new chart.
What if it's a new chart and we just don't know it?
They haven't. Nobody's contacted me from the Titans organization requesting a new chart.
So you personally make the chart.
I personally make all the charts and send them out. Okay.
What about
They have no charts.
Did you make the chart for the Patriots and that comeback victory? Did you make that chart? Are you going to claim that you gave Bill Belichick
I gave
chart?
Bill Belichick a chart a long time ago, and he has never looked back.
No, back when you were 4.
Me and Bill
4 years old.
Belichick operating on the same mindscape, same
mental
mind level.
plane.
Yeah, we're on the same plane.
All right. Moving forward, more in news. There was an intruder at the White House.
I bet he was just trying to sell Girl Scout cookies.
I would like to think so. Those Thin Mints, though.
I mean, he just wants the president to get his fill of Girl Scout cookies.
Hey.
Mr. President, I have Girl Scout cookies. No, don't arrest me.
I'd like to think that this was a grown man wearing a Girl Scout uniform.
I like
pigtails and all.
I like
on Dodgeball.
I like to think he had a Hello Kitty.
You know the movie
backpack.
Dodgeball?
Yeah.
Whenever the Girl Scouts are Girl Scout troop like 437.
Just annihilates average Joe's
and then
gym.
it's like and Girl Scout troop 437 has been disqualified for failing the drug test
Beaver tranquilizer.
for multiple steroids and a beaver tranquilizer. It's, damn it, Debbie. And it's a grown man. And I go,
I do remember that. It was hilarious.
I would
It's
like-
one of my favorite movies.
oh. It's a very underrated movie.
It is. It is very underrated, and it is one of my all-time favorites.
It has everything.
Suspense,
It's quotable, suspense,
Comedy, drama,
underdog, comeback,
lesbians.
lesbian. It does have lesbians. I mean, no, it wasn't. She was bisexual.
She's bisexual.
She was bisexual.
She was bisexual, and everybody knows by throwing a bisexual woman into a movie, it automatically makes it better. But moving on. What we're really here to do, aside from talk about memes
And bisexual women.
and
And
sports
movies.
free agency and Dodgeball, my all-time favorite movie, and The Chart and Ridicule the Titans. I'm also here to interview Boone about what has brought us to this point,
Oh God.
and what is decided for him to be the conductor on this train of Big Man Podcast.
I mean,
BMP.
I will say I'm the conductor.
Follow us at what's our Twitter handle?
Twitter handle, big_man_podcast.
Okay, follow us. Follow us on Twitter, please.
And on Facebook, it's just type in Big Man Podcast. We're the one where there are not two very large men sitting in a car.
Is that a thing?
Yes.
Is that?
Yes, it's a thing. And it's just not good. I don't know if ours is any better, but I know theirs is not good.
Well, I guess all we have to go from here is up.
I mean, they do have more followers than us.
Listen, no, we have 1 million followers.
Yes, you're right. We do have
We have 1 million followers. They are already not as good as us.
All right.
So,
Just starting off.
starting off
I
with
mean, how
that-
many imaginary followers do they have?
probably none.
Probably not.
No, probably none. They are just big in size. We are big in intellect.
We
are big.
We is smart.
Please,
We has alls the monies.
please stop.
And whilst they has knows the monies. None of the money.
Listen, guys, in the big man world, you either have all of the money,
Or no monies.
or you have all of the monies, or you have no monies. Okay, it's one of the two. There's no middle. You either have all of the monies, or you have no monies.
There are no numbers to go with this.
Right.
It's simply
All
the
monies or no
none
monies.
of the monies.
But we digress.
We do.
So
Quite often.
I think it'd be safe to say, what do you do at this point?
You mean like in general as like what do you mean?
Like, let's start near the senior year of high school,
Okay.
near the end of senior year of high school. Just trying to, figure out, what brought you here. What?
All right, how
what
did I
made
get
you
to this
decide
point?
to start this project?
Okay. Well
And what other things do you do? Are you involved in? Like, how did you get here?
well, I wanted to be said before go on. This was your idea, as you know, originally. You tried to start a podcast with one of our friends, your former roommate, Josh Josie, and it just never came to fruition. And now we are starting it under the name Big Man Podcast because, as we agreed back in like 8th grade, all of our businesses will be called Big Man something. But ever since, let's see, in high school, I wasn't necessarily the most popular guy, but I was well liked by everyone. I don't think I had any enemies, and I was a kicker, all district. High school was pretty good for me. And when I got out of high school, it was a little hard transitioning from that to Northwest Community College. It was definitely different. The only person I had there was my fiance Erica. You know Erica, right? Have you met her a few times?
I've met Erica. I know her.
That's good. That's good.
Wonderful lady.
Wonderful. But it was just a big change from everybody knowing who I was to no one really knowing who I was, and not having a coach that was there to support me and what I was trying to do.
Right.
So when you hate something, the situation, you tend to start hating what you're doing. I know you can understand that because I know it's happened to you a few times with at least something.
Yeah.
Because you played football at Tennessee Tech.
Yeah, I was just kind of there. But so you ended up going to Northwest Community College, and for our imaginary listeners that are not from here, Northwest is a community college in obviously Northwest Mississippi.
There's a DeSoto campus, which is just a school like where you go and you take classes, but then our main campus is over in Senatobia, and that's the main Northwest campus. I apologize for the sound of the background, everyone. I have a dog. I have 2 dogs, and they are just a problem. Just a problem.
So, you went to the Senatobia campus, and you went there. Did you go there to do anything? Did you play football or anything? Were you just a student?
I was the kicker there, and there was a coach. He was from Minnesota. He had I think a French name, but he was a car salesman. He's a car salesman, a used car salesman. He gave me a pitch and he said, "Come here. We want you to be here. You'll get a full ride. You get a scholarship. And you'll be the starting kicker." I'm like, "All right, that's great." And I didn't want to leave the area because I have friends here, I have family here, and it was just, didn't want to transition. Looking back, I should have left, but can't fix the past, as we have very harshly learned over these years.
Hindsight's 20/20.
Yep, and but I got lied to. The coach ended up he was a used car salesman. He gave me a pitch. I bought it, and it didn't work out.
All right. Well, so let's keep moving. So how long were you at Northwest?
I was at Northwest playing on the team for a year. Then I came back home to live with my parents, and I started working with you at American Musical Supply, where I worked the line, and eventually, as they realized, hey, this guy isn't incompetent, or this guy's competent. He can actually do stuff and use his brain. I got moved in doing other different things, being responsible for getting packages, more important packages, bigger packages, because big man.
Big man, we have big packages to move.
Thank you for wording it that way. And did that for about 6 months, and then I got offered. My parents thought it'd be a good idea for me to learn a trade, which it turned out to be. So I started doing carpentry with my cousin James, who has his own business, All Trim Inc. You should go look at their page on Facebook. This is not a plug. I'm just saying it's quality work.
All right, that's enough plugging. That's enough plugging.
But I've done that for 2 years now, and it's been an experience in of its own. I've seen a whole different light of people. I've seen people of the poor side of the income scale, and it's definitely different. But I wouldn't trade what I've learned for anything. It's helped me evolve as a man and as a human being, and it's definitely pushed me in the right direction of where I want to go in life. And that's really all experiences are, is pushing you towards a certain way. Right. Hopefully towards the right way. If you learn from anything, it's better to learn from other people's mistakes than your own.
Sometimes it just takes your own mistakes.
Yeah, sometimes you just gotta mess up.
You just gotta make your own mistakes.
You just gotta mess up and just move forward and be like, it's only a mistake if you didn't learn from it, Hunter.
I guess. That's what people keep telling me.
It's only a mistake you didn't learn from. So, what about you? Because
we're not here to talk about me. We're here to delve into Boone Frederick, kind of pick at your mind,
all right.
See what's going on. So, like I said, while you were doing this carpentry, were you trying to figure out, like, did you just know that this is what you wanted to do, or were you trying to figure out other stuff you want to do, or is this still just what you want to do? Or
it's not necessarily what I want to do for the rest of my life, but it's definitely I enjoy the construction field.
Okay.
It is it's different than pretty much every other field. The people are definitely different. Mm-hmm. You meet all kinds of different people, but it's just I enjoy the hands-on approach. I enjoy the freedom of owning your own company, and which is what my cousin James does. And while he does still have to take a lot of crap from a lot of people, because that's what you got to do as a boss, you're never your own boss. You are always under someone, whether that's the customers or a big red-faced guy in a tie that's too small for him. That's just you always have some kind of boss. But you don't have to take near as much crap if you're in the construction field. You can pick and choose a lot more what you do. But I'm definitely going to stay in this field unless our millions and millions of imaginary listeners were to start paying us.
Or were to start chanting our names right now.
Did y'all hear that?
I heard it.
I heard it too.
I definitely heard it.
I'm also doing acting as well.
Acting, okay.
I figure somebody's got to do it. Why not me?
Somebody's got to be famous.
I mean,
I can be famous. Hey, I'm a guy.
Hey,
I'm a guy. I can do that.
I can do that. Look in the camera and just talk. I think I've done that before.
So,
yeah, it's if I could have my own business where I have my own, if I'm a contractor and I have my own business and still be able to say, I don't know, be a very minor supporting role in a feature film. Say I got to be in a movie with Ryan Gosling, and I was just a little like, hey, I'm in there. I have 3 sentences I can say. That's fine. That's perfectly fine with me. I'm happy in life, but as long as I'm getting up every day and getting after it, that's all.
Got to get after it.
Get after it every morning.
Just
I'll
get
be fine.
after it. I like it.
But that's kind of how we've gotten to where we are today. Just trying to entertain ourselves, and if anything comes of it, then that's great. That's a bonus. If let's say we had millions of actual listeners, I mean, can you imagine?
The only thing better than millions of imaginary
is real ones. Not that we don't appreciate our imaginary listeners.
If we can get 5 real listeners,
I'll be happy.
I'll be excited.
Honestly, if we can get one, there's one consistent listener.
That is not related to us.
That is not my mom.
Anyway.
Or his mom.
Hi, Mom.
Hi, Mom. Hope we're making you proud.
Thanks for listening.
Oh, quick, we've gone for 1,000 bars. For those that are not in the rap industry, we have bars.
We have bars.
This is so stupid.
I'm so proud.
Oh, God. That was terrible. But anyways, yes, people that aren't related to us, even through eventually me, marriage. Are you ever planning on getting married?
I have no idea.
If it happens, it happens.
I have absolutely no idea.
What about illegitimate children? Are you planning any of those?
I don't think you plan illegitimate children, baby. I think those just happen.
Just a thing?
They just happen.
I know a few people with some illegitimate children, and some that are kind of iffy. They just they're not. They look at their picture and they're like, "That might be my kid." Know a few people with those. But I'm glad you're not planning any illegitimate children. But if anyone finds entertainment in this, that's not us two, we're glad.
Yeah.
Because, or if you absolutely hate this, but you just enjoy, you get a laugh out of how stupid you think we are, that's fine too. As long as you get something out of this, that's all we want. Because we're getting something out of this. We get to ramble on for bars.
For bars.
Oh, bars. Bars.
Bars. It's huge. We're going to make bars great again.
Thank you, Donald.
No problem. Anytime.
Now, speaking of Donald, did you feel threatened whenever the man broke into the White House today?
He just wanted to sell me Girl Scout cookies.
Did you buy any?
I love them. It's a shame that I already filled Trump Tower with Girl Scout cookies.
Oh, that's what's in Trump Tower?
That is what is in Trump Tower.
That's very
Since I don't
nice.
live there anymore, I used that space and I filled it with Girl Scout cookies, and I'm refrigerating them. So that way, when people want Girl Scout cookies, they aren't being sold anymore, I'll jack the price up.
Wow.
That's how I've made my millions.
Girl Scout cookies. Who would have thought? All it took was a small loan of $1 million.
Year in and year out, $1 million worth of Girl Scout cookies.
Wow, that's impressive.
Thank you, Donald. Thank you for sharing your business.
Hunter, you were abnormally quiet when the Dawn came on.
I'm in shock and awe.
I mean, I'm surprised he even comes on here.
Almost like I'm an Iraqi.
Yeah.
In a certain war against a certain American, against a certain European-based country.
Listen, 4chan sabotages Shia LaBeouf anti-Trump exhibit.
Yes, they did. I read about that, and it was shocking.
How did it go?
There was an autistic 4chan user.
Like
Shia LaBeouf is doing I don't know for anybody who knows, Shia LaBeouf is doing a live protest, like a Facebook live protest.
Didn't they shut that down?
They shut it down a couple of times.
I know they shut it down because it basically became a Nazi hate.
No.
Like Nazis just go over there slinging slurs.
What happens is people find out where it is, and it's become their job to go over there and troll him. That's their objective.
All right.
And so what they did was there's this autistic 4chan user, and what Shia LaBeouf did was he went in the middle of nowhere, erected a flagpole, and then raised up a "He Will Not Divide Us" flag. All right, and then placed the phone so that it pointed directly at it, and you could not tell, where anything was or what was going on. And then this autistic 4chan user.
He's actually autistic?
He's actually autistic. Saw that there was a plane going over it and went and started checking flight patterns.
Oh.
And plane patterns and started narrowing down where the location is. And he got another one of his autistic friends, I'm assuming, to start counter-checking that. Over, farmland, basically.
Okay.
On Google Maps.
Wow.
And then they found a flagpole in the middle of a field. The shadow of a flagpole in the middle of a field. And then they posted it, and they got someone on 4chan that lives by there to go out to the flagpole, pull the flag down, and then raise it back up with a MAGA hat and a Trump t-shirt. So that is the deal with that. From now on, if you see a Shia LaBeouf protest, troll it. That is the objective. Troll Shia LaBeouf's live protest. How many times can we get it shut down while Donald Trump is elected?
Oh, God. I hope there's a counter.
It's been like 3, I want to say.
Oh, look at this. O.J. Simpson could be freed and on reality TV. You know what I'm tired about hearing? Who I'm tired of hearing
the
about?
Kardashians?
Oh, yes, but aren't we all? No. I guess this actually has relation to the Kardashians.
Man, I just can't wait. I just can't wait for OJ to get out and then go transgender.
Oh, God.
I'm still trying to figure out how they convinced Bruce to do it.
It was a distraction. That's all it was. It was a distraction for whatever
I
the
want to
government
know.
was
I want
doing.
to know if he really cut his genitalia off and got it transformed, or if he's still like a dude just wearing women's clothes.
With he might have some breast implants. I mean,
just taking women's hormones.
like estrogen hormones.
Yeah.
He could be, but
I bet you he's still more athletic than me or you are.
I don't know.
Even on his women hormones.
I'm gonna say no because he's 70.
Is he 70?
Yeah, he's like 70 or 60.
He really doesn't look like he's 70.
That's because he's now a woman, Hunter.
Even when he was a man, he didn't look like he was 70. That's like Peter Thiel injecting himself with young person blood.
Yes.
Spending $40,000 a quarter to inject himself with young person blood.
Listen here, everyone. If you have $40,000 every 3 months, you go and you find you some young person blood and you inject it into yourself.
That's a thing. It's a startup in LA where you like get young person blood and then inject it in yourself, and it supposedly reverses aging or makes you younger or something.
I mean, it could. I have no idea. I'm not a scientist.
Really?
Are
you sure you're not a scientist?
I mean, I ordered my doctorate online. And it's still not here.
Your mail order doctorate.
That's right. I got it from China.
Well, I mean, they did make up global warming. Isn't that right, Don?
Yes, they made up global warming. It was fake. It's just natural heating of the earth.
It's all made up by China.
It's called global. What's it called? Don.
We lost him for a second.
He's gone.
It's called geoengineering. There we go. All right, Don.
All right.
Thank you.
You get back to the White House.
You get back to the White House. They have a Girl Scout cookie emergency. I'm already on it. Thank you, Don. I'm just honored to have him on the show.
I am too.
Just the Don.
His hair looks much better in person.
It does. People always give him crap about it. It's like, it is very impressive. I need to find out who his stylist is.
It does not photo very well. It's not very photo. It looks terrible in photos. In fact, it looks fake in photos. But in person, wow.
It is impressive.
It is just outstanding. What else has been going on in the world today? We see, that's sad. Grief-stricken baby monkey weeps over dead mother. I don't even want to click on that. I'm not clicking on that. Oh, here's something happy / sad. Dog becomes tiger cub nanny.
All right, guys. I think that's about it for today. I think all of our thousands and thousands and millions of imaginary followers have had enough.
Billions.
We're going to go ahead and call it a day. Thank you, Boone, for telling us about yourself. And, I really want to thank the Don.
The Don
for coming in and making a difference in our show.
The Don, unfortunately, had to leave early.
He said he had that emergency at the White House. We really appreciate it. We appreciate everyone for listening, and we hope you keep listening. Remember, follow us on Big Man Podcast and Big Man Podcast Facebook.
Just type in Big Man Podcast. Our logo, which will be the picture for this podcast. It's a microphone over the letters BMP.
It looks like a grenade.
It's awesome. It really is. On Twitter,
Thank you
to
Lorenzo.
Lorenzo
for
Mattia,
helping us out with that logo.
And coming out straight out of Rome. He's in France this week. Hopefully he'll get home safe. That's it for the day. Now, let's wrap it up.
We appreciate it, guys.
Thanks for listening.
We'll see y'all next week.
All right. Talk to y'all soon.